Adult 4, Unit 2A. Present perfect, past simple. They are similar, but why do they have differences? Let's check. I went to Miami. I have been to Miami is similar but different. I went to Miami. The question is when? When we use the past simple in English, we need to give information about the specific time in the past. I had breakfast this morning. I went to school this afternoon. The question is when. But sometimes that is not the information we want to give. We're talking generally about the past. I have been to Miami in my life. I'm not telling you when. I'm just telling you generally, I have been to Miami. This is present perfect. And it's a little difficult for Spanish speakers in Santa Cruz because in your Spanish, you just use past simple for everything. You do have present perfect in Spanish, but in Santa Cruz, we don't use it so much. So here, the problem is a little bit of the concept, but that's the difference. Past simple, specific times in the past. Last year, 2 years ago, last week, this morning, when I was younger, last summer, on my birthday, specific times in the past that are finished. I've been to Miami, generally in the past, in my life, in the past, and my life continues to the present. There is some connection between past and present. This is present perfect. This is past simple. How do we construct it? Well, we use the subject, I, you, he, she, and then the auxiliary verb, have. This is not have like I have a pen. This is an indication of present perfect. For I, you, we, and they, just have. For he, she, it, has. Similar to the present tense. It's present perfect, a present tense. And then our main verb is in the past participle. This is a little difficult because for irregular verbs, they're all a little bit different in English. Here, this is the verb to go, which in the present is go. The past is went, but this is the past participle being. The good news is that regular verbs in the past and past participle are the same. I play football, I played football, I have played football. I watch TV, I watched TV, I have watched TV. For irregular verbs, the past participle changes in different ways and you learn through practice. There is a list of irregular verbs and their forms for past and past participle in this book, page 165. But that's the construction. Subject, have or has, and past participle. That's different to the past simple, where it's just subject and verb in the past. Okay, let's check some examples. I've been to Miami, but I haven't been to Tampa. Positive and negative present perfect. The negative goes on have, haven't, hasn't. Have you ever lost your credit card? Here we have the question. We change the order of the subject and the auxiliary. You have you. I have I. And Sally has never met Bill's ex-wife. Sally is she, so the auxiliary is not have, but has. For emphasis about the time being possible to change or not, we can use yet and already. In English, when you see yet and already, think present perfect. Example, I've already seen this movie twice in my life. Can't we watch another one? Already seen this movie. It's happened in the past. My brother hasn't found a job yet. He's still looking. Yet means the situation could change in the future. So it's not actually appropriate for it to be past simple. Not he didn't find a job. That's finished. It still can change. He's looking for a job, but he hasn't found a job yet. Have you finished your homework? No, not yet. I will, but not yet. So we use the present perfect for past experiences when we don't say when they happened. It's just a general time in the past. We often use ever or never to give emphasis to this, and they go before the main verb. So I have never seen that movie. I have never been to that city. Have you ever been to that city? Have you ever watched that movie? In American English, we use the present perfect and the past and the simple past with yet and already. It's a little different in British English, but already is used in positive sentences and it goes before the main verb. Yet is used with negative sentences and questions. It goes at the end of the phrase. So already and yet are very similar, but yet is with negative and questions. Already is with positive. Now, sometimes you do hear American speakers use already in questions, but yet is easier. Okay, this is different to the simple past, which, as we saw, is worked, stopped, went, had, regular and irregular verbs. They got married last year. What time did you wake up this morning? So did as an auxiliary is simple past. Have is present perfect. Did is past simple. And for questions, we need did. And for negative, we need didn't. I didn't have time to do my homework. Note that the main verb is now base form, not past, because the past is in did. Now it's base form. So when do we use the present perfect? When do we use the simple past? Well, think about, is the time specific? I've been to Miami twice is in my life. I went there in 1998 and 2002 are specific times, right? Both are grammatically correct, but I've been to Miami twice is in my life, general information about the past. I went there are specific times in the past. We use the simple past, not the present perfect, to ask or talk about finished actions when the time is mentioned or understood. And usually we will use a past time expression like yesterday, last week, this morning, Christmas Day 1966. Okay, let's practice to understand a little better. We have 8 questions in part A. Complete the mini dialogues with the present perfect form of the verb in parenthesis and an adverb yet, already, never, and ever are adverbs. They give information about the verb. You can use the adverbs more than once. So here's an example. You the lottery. So lots to complete here, but it's have when it loads. It hasn't loaded yet. Okay, have you ever? Yeah, I need to pause. Sorry, one second. Sorry, hello, my bad. Yes, we need to change this a little. It's have you played the lottery yet? That's why I'm smiling. I won $50. Okay, pause and complete 8 questions. Okay, let's check some answers. Number one is have you ever booked a flight online? This is present perfect. We're asking about your life in general, not when did you book the ticket, just have you ever booked the ticket online? Number two, when are you going to buy a motorcycle? Soon. I have already saved about $1,000. So up to now, $1,000, and in the future, hopefully more to buy the motorcycle. Number three, have you paid the electricity bill yet? No, sorry, I forgot. Number four, we're asking generally, have your parents ever lent you money? A little more difficult because the verb lend is irregular. It's lent. Have your parents ever lent you money? We're not asking when, we're just asking generally. Have your parents ever lent you money? Number five, how does eBay work? I don't know. I have never used it. So in my life, I have never used eBay. Number six, have you ever been to Thailand? Ever gives the emphasis, ever for all of your life. No, I haven't, but I'd like to someday. Number seven, why don't you have any money? I have already spent my salary. I bought a new tablet last week. And number eight, do you like Hugh Jackman? Yes, I have already seen his new movie twice. So in general, with positive, it's already, and negatives and questions is yet. In part B, we say right or wrong. Check or cross next to the sentences and correct the wrong sentences. For example, I've never been in debt. Present perfect is good. We're talking generally about your life. So, present perfect. I've never been. How much has your new camera cost? No, this is a specific time when you bought it. So it's past simple. How much did your new camera cost? Is the correct English. Pause and complete 10 questions. Okay, let's check together. Number one, Dean inherited $5,000 from a relative. That's good because it was a specific time in the past when he did it. So he received $5,000 in that moment. Number two, did your sister pay you back yet? This would be understood if you used it in English, but we need to check it a little. This should be past Present perfect. So it's has your sister paid paid you back yet? In American English, you will hear this, and it is okay, but we are trying to understand all ways of English, so let's use present perfect there. We booked our vacation online a month ago. That's fine. A month ago is the past. When you see ago in English, past simple. Past simple with ago. Number four, when have you bought that leather jacket? That's a specific time when you bought the leather jacket. So, when did you buy that leather jacket? Number five, they've finished paying back the loan last month. Last month is a specific time, so past simple. They finished, not they have finished, they finished. Number six, we haven't paid the gas bill yet. That's good. Yet with present perfect. Seven, have you ever wasted a lot of money on something? That's good. We're asking generally about your life in the past, so present perfect. Eight, I'm sure I haven't borrowed any money from you last week. This is not okay. It's confusing. Last week is the past simple, is a specific time in the past. So this is not present perfect. It should be past simple. I didn't borrow. Number nine, I spent my salary really quickly last month is good. Last month is a specific time. I spent is past simple. And 10, have you seen the Batman movie on TV yesterday? Is confusing because yesterday is a specific time, so not present perfect, but past simple. Did you see the Batman movie on TV yesterday? Okay, so present perfect is generally not specific in the past, connected to the present because it's possible to change. We can use already with positive and ever with questions. We use never to highlight a negative or yet to highlight with negative and questions that something can change. With past simple, that's specific events, and usually we need to say when. Ago, 5 years ago, yesterday, this morning, last night. Okay, see you in the next video.